Hey guys, it's Gym Coach Jackie again with another tutorial. This time we have two parts addressing round off back handsprings and round off back tucks. So in part one today we'll be talking about the round off and a little bit how the round off works to your advantage to get into the back handspring and the back tuck. Why are we doing a two-parter and talking about two different types of round offs? Isn't a round off a round off? No. You have your round off for round off back handsprings, which is going to scoop your feet in front and generate power moving back, versus a round off back tuck. You're going to need more of a snap stretch, hitting more of an angle leaning forward so that you can get more height. In our gym, we start out teaching the round off back handspring, and then there might be special cases, whether it's for mental blocks, mobility issues, that we might use more of the round off back tuck technique. You hate round off back handspring back tucks, but you're wondering why your coach is making you work on the mini ways. There's of course always special cases, but it is easier to generate more power from a round off back handspring than a round off by itself for bigger skills down the road. Personally, I had both issues. I have mobility issues and I had a mental block. That's why my videos you see a lot of round off tumbling and not round off back handspring. First things first, let's get into some hurdles. One thing about gymnastics is technique is always changing. Traditionally, you'll see the back leg push straight on the hurdle, but recently you'll see more coaches will take on this type of approach. The back knee lifts up to drive quicker into the floor and get a better turnover. But just like anything else in the sport, if you don't have the right foundation, you are putting yourself at more of an injury risk. Putting more force on an untrained, unloaded ankle sounds like an Achilles rupture to me. I'm going to start with a few hurdle drills, and power hurdles are where they're at. That way you're not relying on running and pushing up like a skip. Your momentum needs to push forward. So as a coach, don't try to overcomplicate things. If they go from a power hurdle, they're going to push forward, and you can just use a simple band for added resistance. Keep in mind, no drill is going to be perfect. We obviously eventually want her hurdle to be longer and lower, but this one's more for the coordination, the running steps, the arm swing. One thing I noticed from our rec kids is that they're always focused on bring your feet together, but a round off is a flight skill. So let's focus more on the push and do cartwheel step togethers. Then move into bringing your feet together and you'll have a much more straight and square round off. Be careful on this one because we need to protect the arms, but I like this one because it exaggerates all the moving parts. It's another one of those drills that aren't perfect because you're like, why is her arm bent? That's not the point. The extra height creates resistance, so she has to kick it over and block harder. Round offs up a wedge would be good for that too. All right, let's get into connecting things now that we have a stronger round off. This is going to be for the round off back handspring. We want a higher surface to a lower squishy surface. We're going to round off and try to land on our back, missing our feet. What we don't want is to pike to get there. Ewy. This usually occurs because gymnasts are trying to snap their feet in front way before they've even blocked. Be patient and snap later. Remember, 90% of gymnastics is just moving through the same couple of shapes, just at different speeds and on different equipment. Then let's raise the surface we're landing on. Here we're starting with some cartwheel step together, fall back. Chest round, feet in front, good job. Now time to do it with the round off. You'll see her hands were a little too close to where the mat was on this one, so she ended up piking way down. Each one of these gets better and better. This one's better, but you'll notice that her feet are still kind of underneath her almost, so the momentum moves upwards. This one, she tries to scoop more and push it back, but then she picks her toes up. Don't pick your toes up. I definitely like this one the best. Time to switch it up. We got round off drills, but for the back tuck connection. So again, we want that longer snap. Her feet are not going to be in front of her until she bounces back up, like the rotation for a layout. This drill, we're taking out the snap down, but it's going to give her the opportunity to what it feels like to push herself out through the shoulders a little bit more. So throwing the snap down and the push out together, she's going to get immediate feedback when she's rebounding up to a mat like this. So she'll know if she's bouncing back, her feet are probably in front versus if her feet are slightly behind her / underneath her. Look how much nicer that rebound is that pops up without her chest pulling back. And these last two, not that they're bad, you can just see that she kind of rounds her in her hips a little bit. So she's got to keep her hips flatter so her feet get behind her a little bit more.